I'm here with Paul Axelrod, Professor Emeritus at York University, one of the editors of Youth, University, and Canadian Society Essays in the Social History of Higher Education, published by McGill Queen's University Press, published in 1989, available on the Canadian Electronic Library. Paul, 14 essays in this book. What's the hardest part about putting a book like this together?
Well, putting anthologies together means that you are depending on others, not just yourself, to write and rewrite high quality essays. There's always the potential that not all will meet your high bar, and some might even withdraw at the last moment. There's always surprises. But this book came together very well with few such challenges. Everyone produced, and I believe we added a paper at the last minute because we wanted to enhance the diversity of the themes, and that worked well. The author worked quickly, and we got it done. So, anybody who edits a big book will have thousands of emails before it's all done, and for this one, we certainly did.
What's unusual or innovative about this book?
This book was written at a time when the approach to studying the history of higher education was changing, and I was quite involved in that. It used to be that histories of universities were really sort of top-down studies. You looked at the president, you looked at the buildings that were built, you looked at who won the football games. This is the social history of higher education. This is about how what's going on outside the institution affects what's going on inside. And I've always tried to, in my work, engage in looking at that dynamic. So this really was the first book of its kind to bring together a whole variety of studies and people from different areas, not necessarily higher education. They were working in the history of culture or politics or women and gender. This book brought together that way of looking at higher education. It was a history of higher ed from the 19th century to beyond the 1960s, using case studies of various institutions and themes.
Well, the book is called Youth, University, and Canadian Society Essays in the Social History of Higher Education, available on the Canadian Electronic Library. Paul Axelrod, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.